Oh my god, nothing sounds good. My songs are all terrible. My productions are awful. My mixes are weak and insubstantial. I can't believe I ever thought any of this was worthwhile. This is the inner voice of an artist in the middle of a creative death spiral. Hello and welcome to Sittin With Jimi. I'm Jimmy, and this is the channel where we discuss all things creative because creativity is a way of life. Subscribe, hit the bell notification, give this video the thumbs up if you enjoy it. It helps the channel grow, which very hopefully helps more and more artists. A creative death spiral is when the negative and judgmental voices in your head hijack your creative drive. Think of your creativity as an airplane. This plane is designed to fly from one destination to another, point A to point B. Perhaps your destination is a finished song. Perhaps it's a completed recording or a mix. Maybe the destination is just to become better at your instrument, better at singing. Whatever this destination is for you, you'll have to rely on your creativity to fly you there over space and time. A successful journey is when you reach that destination intact, able to refuel and reflect on what you've learned and use this new wisdom to travel to the next destination with more intention, awareness, and efficiency each time. But it doesn't always work out this way. Creative death spirals happen to even the most experienced creative practitioners. Maybe you get up one morning, you're feeling fine, feeling confident, secure in your knowledge that as an artist, you've got it going on, man. You've been doing this a while. You've got the mojo. Everything is under control. So you climb into the cockpit of your creative plane, taxi off the runway, really smooth. You've got those aviator sunglasses on. Let's go. Let's make some magic. Before you know it, you are flying, baby, cruising. But then, all of a sudden, seemingly out of nowhere, the energy shifts, and before you know it, you are in a creative death spiral, careening downward, screaming, "I have no idea what I'm doing!" as you crash into the infinite ocean of meaninglessness below you. A creative death spiral is at its core an identity crisis, the intensity of which is usually in direct proportion to the amount of time and energy an artist has spent with their craft. These periods of creative turmoil appear in the lives of artists who've been at it a while and given a lot of themselves to their art. Which is to say, it's not the laid-back, occasional guitar strumming, dip my toe in producing some beats people that experience creative death spirals. It's the obsessives, the lifers, the consistent doers. So here are some things to think about when you find yourself in the midst of a creative death spiral. Number one, a creative death spiral is inevitable if you engage with an artistic process for long enough. It's a rite of passage. Don't panic. There's nothing wrong with you. Number two, the self-critical thoughts you are having during these periods are not all untrue. Ouch. There is an intelligence at work here. The bad feelings on the surface of a creative death spiral are mostly just distractions. I have no idea what I'm doing, or I'm a complete fraud, are emotional thoughts that are often so convincing that they sort of obfuscate the sophisticated intelligence in back of them. If you can take a step back from these broad emotions, you will find that they stem from specific ways you can improve your art and your artistic process. Once these specific areas are identified, they can be addressed in specific ways. The work of this is uncomfortable. A creative death spiral is like a period of forced humility. It can be humbling and it can feel humiliating. Chances are it will be a little bit of both, but don't be afraid. And remember to listen to your instincts in this period, even when it's uncomfortable. You may find that "I have no idea what I'm doing" is actually an emotional distraction so that you don't have to face your weaknesses. Often taking frank stock of what is going on beneath the emotion reveals the next creative destination to fly to. Number 3, your creative plane can only reasonably go to one destination at a time. This is one that's been kicking my butt the last couple weeks, and that's why I'm making this video. If you get your creative plane up in the air and try to make it land in 3 destinations all at once, your plane is gonna split in half. Changing direction mid-flight, totally reasonable. But trying to land in Denver, Colorado and Houston, Texas at the same time is going to rip you apart. I know you want to be good at writing, producing, mixing, marketing, making videos, and performing all right now, right this second. But you've got to understand that each creative flight has a destination. Limit yourself to one big creative goal at a time. Limit yourself to free yourself. By understanding this principle, you begin to set more reasonable expectations for yourself, and you can avoid these creative death spirals. You want to land the plane smooth on the runway. Get out. Have a beer. Reflect. Take inventory. This is success. This is our aim. Successive trips that build our awareness and skill over time. Number 4, speaking of time, the work you do 5 years from now will in all likelihood be better than the work you're doing right now. This is especially true in the more technical areas of music production. No amount of neurotic masterminding will accelerate the development of skills that require time to develop. If you are an artist that completely independently creates all your music, this is really challenging to accept. One day at a time, my friends. One session at a time. One song at a time. You are in a committed relationship with your music. You are growing over time with it. Time spent consistently traveling from creative destination to creative destination, not looking any further than the next landing strip, the next song. This is the way. Number 5, beware of creative death spirals resulting from comparison and competition with others. Crises of this kind can be absolute progress-halting devastators. The reason creative death spirals of this variety are so perilous is because they are never-ending. The plane just nosedives forever into nothingness, never crashing into anything, never arriving anywhere, only ever meeting ever more empty blackness to fall into infinitely. The only reasonable course of action in this situation is to pull up hard on the stick and get the f*** out of there. There will always be someone doing it better. There will always be someone more successful. Does that feel crappy? Does it suck? Yeah, but it doesn't change it, and it certainly doesn't help you become better. And it will stop you from doing anything at all if you let it. Learn from others and let others inspire you and expand your perspective. But don't let what other artists are doing paralyze you and stop your process. You've got your own plane to fly with your own destinations, your own lessons to learn along the way. Pull up on the stick and get the hell out of there. Chart a course somewhere worth going. So if you are going through a creative death spiral right now, know that I feel for you. I get it. Sometimes it sucks. But I know from experience that for the dedicated artist, these crummy periods of time almost always precede times of incredible growth. There's a rebound effect to these dark times if you stick it out long enough. Keep your head up and fly your creative plane with purpose and a sense of ease, because you're not done yet. You are on a journey. Point A to point B. That's all it ever is. Find peace in it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Tell me about your creative death spirals. Subscribe to this channel if you like it. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching.